Here we go now.
Yeah. Get it. Twerking on the fence. Sorry. Happy Sunday. Oh my gosh, not me live again on this weekend. I didn't get a break this weekend. I was live yesterday morning. I planned on doing a live yesterday night, but then I ended up getting wrapped up literally in my Christmas decorating. And if you're a member of the YouTube channel, then you already saw my tree. I didn't decorate it yet. I just showed you my new tree that I got for my new place. So if you're a member, you know, these are the things you get. You get the inside into the life of Kempire, okay? A little bit, as much as I decide I get to give you guys. But yesterday we were live for our Real Housewives of Orange County recap. So if you missed that, be sure to check that out. Also, I went live on Friday evening. You know, I was jet lagged and all, but I took a nap and we gave you a Diddy update along with a lot of hot topics. I posted the timestamps. Shout out to Mama Ali for getting us the timestamps yesterday. Go make sure you say thank you to her in the live chat on YouTube. And what else? Oh, we went live for our Roni and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recap. I was going to do a live just talking about the tea that came out from Bravo FanFest. If I have time today, I'll do it. But no promises because it's Sunday and I'd like a day of rest as well. But the tea from Bravo FanFest, someone just on TikTok that asked me, you know, how is Bravo FanFest different than BravoCon? I think they just called it something differently. I don't know how large it is because I didn't go because, you know, I was just in Los Angeles. I was not about to go to LA, back to New York, then to Miami. Sorry, not happening. Okay. And look, you already know I'm not that excited about BravoCon in general itself, but maybe if I have time today, I will, or another day this week, we'll talk about some of the tea that came out from Bravo FanFest. Okay. But today is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay. All right. No excited. No applause. Okay. Fine. Look, fine. But before we get to that, of course, today, the holidays, as I said to you before, I've been preparing for the holidays, started putting up my tree, my decorations, my nutcrackers. I didn't bring everything from my house to the apartment just because space, you know, that's the thing about New York. Space, unless you have a house, there isn't a lot of storage. But yeah, so I've been decorating, and of course, this got me in the holiday spirit. And thinking like, oh, it's time to get gifts. And I'm sure you're probably thinking that as well. And you're like, Kempire, no, it's not Thanksgiving yet. Right after Thanksgiving, you're going to feel the pressure. And of course, we've gotten you a discount, okay? Uncommon Goods is sponsoring today's live recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And they say this: spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gifts from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and it's exactly what I wanted feeling. They scoured the globe for original, handmade, and absolutely remarkable things. Somehow they know exactly the perfect gift for every single person you know. All right? So as you know, I got myself a little bit of a gift. It's a globe that lights up, okay? It's a globe that lights up. I love it. It's very cute. It's very cutesy. It's very demure. But of course, you want a discount. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/Kempire. That's uncommongoods.com/Kempire for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. More information on Uncommon Goods will be available in the description or the live chat. Our mods are posting that. All right. So shout out to Uncommon Goods for sponsoring today's live recap. So let's just jump right on in. let's just jump right on in when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Here's the thing. Shout out to producer Melody Cherie Rogers because she was producing. She was producing in this episode, okay? I wish she would have produced the scene between Destiny and Martell. Did anyone notice the sexual tension? Yes, I'm saying it. I didn't believe it before, but I believe it now. Did you guys sense the sexual awkward tension between Destiny and Martell in that park, on the park bench? Why couldn't we go to one of your homes to film? Why are we on the park bench with the awkwardness? It was so awkward. And I get it. They're pre-producing their own stuff and it's weird. Okay. It's a weird situation. But it felt awkward. Even the second time of me watching it, I was like, this is weird. Look, why are they acting so strange? I was like, it's because they're bad actors and they're not authentic. And I was just like, they wouldn't look at each other when they first sat down. Did you notice this? Come on. Y'all noticed this? I'm like, see, Keita says it definitely felt awkward. They were like this. He was looking away because Martell's a bad liar. I don't know how, Melody, how did you not know? Because he's a bad liar. Okay? You're a better liar than he is. But come on. Women are, though. Shout out to, because all my homegirls, not all of them, but I know some homegirls that cheat and got away with it years later. I'm not mentioning their names, that this is not their business. But I've always said, I felt women are the real G's of cheating because they will get away with it and you would never know. All right? And I'm never going to tell because I'm a loyal friend. I'm going to advise them on my end. Okay? But women, men are dumb. Okay? And I'm saying that as a man. Okay? So Martell, he was like looking away. Destiny's always awkward. So she's looking away. I'm like, did y'all just sleep with each other? Like, what is going on here? So I wasn't sure if it was sexual tension or they're just they knew that they're going to throw Melody under the bus in this scene and they were just both being very awkward. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. Mia says, I never trusted Shady Destiny. I hate the fact that she is a Taurus because we're not shady people like that. We're not dishonest people like that, but we don't claim we don't claim Destiny. So they sit down and have this conversation, clearly because it was very pre-produced, some of the things that they were saying. Because I was like, what? The projection of it all. Both of them were projecting. So the first thing I wrote down was like, why were they being so awkward? It was so awkward. I implore you, go back. Maybe you missed it because you're not that interested in the show. But go back and watch that scene. At the very first few minutes that they were talking, they were like turning away from each other. You're on a park bench. You're supposed to be meeting with your friend. You turn into them. You're like, hey. They're turning away. There were some sexual awkwardness, tension. Something happened. Okay, I don't know. So Destiny updates Martell, her father has a cancer scare. But it was so awkward, and I get it. This is reality television. They're editing a scene. It was awkward. She went from talking about the seriousness of her father's cancer scare to all of a sudden, but on some good news, I signed a new lease for Madani's product line. Okay. So we also found out that Madani, because I'm always asking the question, is Madani open? So apparently during the pandemic, when she got her PPP loan, Madani allegedly went full e-commerce. Who's buying Madani? Please tell me. Oh, Caramel says, no, I felt the same way, Kempire. Okay, I'm not crazy. Look, I'm not crazy. All right. So apparently Madani, remember her beauty supply store has gone 100% e-commerce. You can shut it down. Who's buying Madani online when we could buy everything else online? Look. Who's buying Madani online? Okay, we could go buy Canvas Beauty online. We don't need to buy you online. We could buy it direct. Because it's Madani, it's not a product. Well, I guess she's putting out products now. So, okay, fine. She's putting out products now. Anyways. So we found that out. So she discusses what went down between her and Melody during the trip. And I told you, this was like a complete 180 from what we saw. We saw how she flipped on the situation during the trip. And she was saying one thing in the confessional. Destiny was saying one thing in confessional, and then riding Melody's you know what during the trip in St. Thomas. So they had that argument at the table, and then they were in the stairway, and she saw Melody, and she's like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you." I will never forget that. And then she was saying another thing in the confessional. I tell you guys that they filmed these confessional weeks, months later with Love and Marriage Huntsville in their schedule. They probably filmed this a year later. I'm just saying. So you were saying, and then she tried to switch it up with Martell, like, oh, Melody has so many different faces. No, you, Destiny, have so many different faces. See, this is the problem. Because if you've been watching our Love and Marriage Huntsville recaps for years, as we've been doing them, I have rode Melody. I've made fun of Melody's wigs. I'm going to make fun of it again because they showed a flashback. And when Melody's wrong, we're going to say when Melody's wrong. But you guys don't make it easy for us to tell that Melody is wrong, because y'all sit here in our faces and lie and project and try to have a moment. This is what y'all do. Like, I would love an opportunity to be twerking on y'all fence, but I can't because y'all are dumb. Oh, damn. Sorry. It's a Sunday. I should do better. I should do better. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on. Y'all saw it too. I'm sorry. I love you. Y'all saw that. Come on. So she's telling Martell a whole different story. All right? She brings up the whole respectful cheating situation. I thought we put a kibosh on that. And then Martell, and again, you just confirmed for us, Destiny, you would do Martell's dirty work. Because she said, we brought up the whole respectful cheating, how she was talking to Coleslaw and blah, 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 blah. Melody admitted that she had talked to Coleslaw. She admitted that. But it wasn't on some, this is how you should cheat. It looked like she was trying to catch Martell, all right? After he had been cheating with Coleslaw for a long time, all right? Anyways, so she talks about the respectful cheating, and then Martell, see, this is why Martell loses me too. This is why I could never defend you, Martell, because you're an idiot. Oh, damn. This is Sunday. Sorry. I love you. Not Martell. I don't love you. Okay. So Martell, see, this is where he loses me, because he wants to paint the narrative like Melody was cheating on him. Sir, you cheated on her, got Coleslaw pregnant, then you ended up having a baby with her. Yeah, she was pregnant multiple times. And then had it, like, Melody didn't cheat on you first. Okay? And maybe she dated while you guys were still married, but you had cheated on her in the worst way. Like, why you keep, if you took some ownership, I think we could ride with you a little bit. I think we could ride with you a little bit. But he tries to paint the narrative when Destiny brings up the whole respectful cheating conversation, and he's like, Melody wanted him to cheat in order for it. He said it was like Melody wanted me to cheat so that she could catch me and then tell people about it. If that ain't, who is helping you with this? Because they're probably just as dumb as you are, Martell. I just don't understand how you think that the audience is going to sit here and believe, Melody was telling you to respectfully cheat. She was setting you up so that she could have something to talk about on the show. Really? You're really dumb, aren't you? All looks and just a dum-dum. I'm sorry. I love you. Dumb. Oh, I'm so angry today. See, I never know what I'm going to say, guys, when I get out. I'm watching it, I'm taking my notes, and then I get up here and I think about what I just watched, and I'm like, So he wants to paint the narrative that it's like she wanted me to cheat, and so she could catch me, and so she could tell people about it. Yeah, that's exactly what she wanted. She wanted the man that she was with since she was like 20-something years old to cheat on her in the worst way. She wanted that. She wanted that for her and her 4 children with you. Do you think we're dumb? You probably think we're dumb. No, you're dumb. Look, you're dumb. Sorry, but I'm not. So, according to Destiny, Melody was so nice to her during the trip. Melody was nice to her, but she was trying to be inviting to everyone. She was being nice to everyone, including you, Destiny. But you were sucking up to her during this trip. You left out that particular part. You left out that part of the trip. How you apologized, how you were like, I love you. You forgot to add that part. Okay? All right? In her confessional, her new confessional look, they all have new confessional looks. Destiny says that, Melody has, she has so many faces. I never know which one I'm going to get. And I'm thinking to myself, Destiny, like, I want to ride with you, girl, but you are clearly showing me that you're projecting. That was you. Because in one way in St. Thomas, you're giving Melody this one face. Like you want to, first of all, you were arguing with her and then you stood up. You gave us that face. Then you were like later in the hallway saying, I'm sorry. I love you. And then you were like giving another face at the St. Thomas table. And then in the confessional, you're giving another face. Like, you're projecting. This is what they call projection. You might not know what that word means. Project. This is what you're doing. You're projecting what you say Melody is doing, but it's actually you doing it. You are the one with many faces. Okay? And I'm not saying Melody doesn't have many faces too. She just hides it better than the rest of y'all. She just hides it better than the rest. We've talked about Melody's many faces and hairdos. I couldn't help it. We've talked about that. All right? So I'm not surprised at it, but she does a better job at hiding it. You guys don't. She's a sniper from the side, like LVP. Y'all are you're just not clever enough to do it. And Scorpios are really good at that. Before they get you with their stinger, they transform. All right? I want better for you, Destiny. I do. Just no longer on this show. Because it's clear that you're desperate. And Martell needs someone to film a scene with. You need someone to film a scene with. I just found it interesting. Martell decided in this moment, because they started talking about Trish and what went down with Trish. Destiny points out, Trish admitted that you guys hung out, but she had told us a different story. And he was like, Trish should have just stuck with the story. She should have played along when acting like she didn't know me, where I was acting like I didn't know her. Then they talk about the whole Ken situation and Marceau talking about them. And look, do I think Marceau has cheated on Tisha? Yes. But I found it interesting that Martell decided in this moment, and look, he has over the years insinuated that Marceau has cheated. But then he says that Marceau is 10,000 times worse than he is. And, well, not 10,000. He said 1,000 times worse than he is in regards to cheating. He basically said that Marceau cheated. Like, that's not your friend, okay? That's not your friend, Marceau. And it's just because his life has burned to the ground. He's taken everyone down with him, okay? So he says that Marceau is 1,000 times worse than he is. But you know what? He is also 1,000 times worse than you are, or he's 1,000 times smarter than you are, because we haven't caught Marceau. I mean, we think that he definitely is cheating, but we haven't caught him. He's 1,000 times smarter than you are, too. He hasn't blown up his life the way that you have. But I found it to be interesting that Martell decided in this moment to throw his friend, who he was just hanging out with, under the bus. And look, cheating is wrong. I'm not saying that it's right. But if this is your friend, I just told you about, I have girlfriends in the past, I'm not saying right now, that's cheated on their boyfriends or the people they were in relationships with. I'm not on, I guess I am kind of, but I'm not telling you who they are. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? What happened to loyalty? What happened to friendship? What happened to code, a boy's code? What happened to that? But I guess not. So I didn't expect Martell to throw him under the bus. All right? All right, let's move to another scene that I did not understand, but here we are. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy. It's free. Shout out to those of you watching on Facebook, those of you watching on Twitch and Twitter, those of you watching on TikTok behind the scenes. We appreciate it. TikTok, keep tapping your screens. Let's get to 5,000 likes. We're only halfway there. Let me take a sip. Okay. All right, let's talk about this Melody and Nell scene, okay? I don't understand why Nell is still talking about her name not being there on the trip. It's not like Nell did not have a room. Why is Nell still talking about, I was really thrown off that my name wasn't there. But you still had a room. It was human error. Error. It was human error that Melody forgot a name tag for you. But it's not like she forgot to give you a room. If she had forgotten to assign you a room, then I'd probably been like, yeah, I get why she might be in her feelings about it. I'm supposed to be like your really good friend. But she didn't. You had a room. And we are still talking about it? Like you still have an issue now? I wouldn't come to you as a mentor because you seem emotionally immature. And based on what we've seen with your family, it's definitely giving that. But I'm not going to say that Nell didn't mentor Martell and Melody in their relationship. That's how they were introduced to us. Call it what you want, Melody. Mentor, counseling, advising. It's the same thing. You might want to call it something different, but it's the same thing. So they get into a conversation about that. She was like, first of all, she was like, stop saying that I'm allegedly the oldest person in this group. Now, own the fact that you're the oldest person. At least you don't look like the oldest person. Nell, you look great. You look great. And I love your relationship with Chris Fletcher and his sexy self. Look, Chris Fletcher and his sexy self. I looked at Chris Fletcher. I was like, that's a sexy, good-looking man. He got a full head of hair, graying, got a nice white beard. He is a good look. Nell, first of all, you think I would come on this damn show and bring my good-looking, decent man on this damn show so all of us can gawk and drool over him? You think I would do that? Nope. Look. No. I was like, no, you crazy. Get off this damn show. Get off this damn show. I'm not bringing my good-looking, decent man. I know he cheated in the past. But look, all right? A lot of y'all have been in relationships where your man's currently cheating. Oh, come on. But he's better now. He's doing better now. Okay? He's doing better now. Good-looking man. They're a good-looking couple. Okay, we'll get back to them. All right. So, they argue about the term mentor. Melody's like, I got my therapist, I got my mama, and I got my God. So I don't need a mentor. And then they flash back. Shout out to the editors because they were not being biased. They were flashing back to throwing everybody under the bus in this episode. And they throw back to that scene where Melody in that bag braided wig. I was like, oh, Lord, Melody, you've definitely come a long way. Those wigs. All right. They throw back to that scene where that's how we were introduced to Chris and Nell as the older couple that was mentoring them. Call it mentoring, counseling, advising. It's all the same. It's all the same. But Melody's like, you weren't my mentor. I got my God. I got my mama. I got my therapist. I like the fact that you're in therapy, though, Mel. I think that's good. And I'm glad you mentioned it on the show. You know, it's still a taboo within the Black community about going to counseling. Classy says, come on, Kempire, you're crying. He's cute. Chris Fletcher is a good-looking man. Good-looking man. If I could find me a Chris Fletcher, y'all would never know because I'm not sharing my Chris Fletcher with the world. So y'all could try and take my man. No, look, I don't care about that. Rita, thank you so much for the super chat and always supporting. I will see you in London. Rita says, not watching the show, but I am here for your recap. See you soon in London. Yes, Rita. Rita's coming from Germany, y'all. So if you're in Germany, if you're in the surrounding cities or the surrounding countries in Europe, you can get a quick train. That's the good thing about Europe. You can get a quick train or quick flight like Grace Report. Grace Report's flying in from Paris. Yes, she's going to be a part of the show. Go get your tickets, December 8th, Kempire After Dark in London. More information will be available in the description. Rita, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, I'm going to screw up this name. Murasakino? Or maybe I didn't. You let me know. Thank you for the super chat. Although I agree Nell shouldn't talk about Mel in her interviews, Mel was too harsh with her. She deliberately misunderstood the mentoring. Okay, see? All right. Deliberately misunderstood. I guess deliberately misunderstood means that she didn't misunderstand. Mentoring when Nell should have said counseling. It's the same thing, though. It's the same thing. So that's where I definitely disagree with Mel. I'm like, no, they definitely mentored Melody and Martell's relationship. So then I felt like Melody was just trying to have a moment in this scene with Nell. So she brings up the interview that Nell and Chris Fletcher did when they talked about. Look, I didn't see the interview, so I don't know everything. We only saw a clip of the interview and what was said in the interview. And in the interview, Nell does refer to Melody as draining, stubborn, and hard-headed. I mean, it sounds about right for a Scorpio, right? I mean, Scorpios are a sister sign. Some people might say the same thing about Tauruses. Hard-headed, stubborn. I don't know about draining. So Melody plays the clip for Nell, and she's like, I didn't appreciate you talking about me like this. And Nell backpedals. She does backpedal, and I wish she wouldn't have, because later when she said she was driving home, that she was like, she just thought to herself, she was like, no, I did mentor you, okay? Hold on. I want to point this out. D says, mentoring and counseling are not the same thing in my opinion. Well, again, that's your opinion. And I feel like that's the same thing with Melody and Nell. They have different opinions on mentoring versus counseling. But I think it's the same thing, to be honest with you. We can get to the logistics of it, but we knew what Nell meant. Come on, let's be honest. We knew exactly what Nell meant in that moment. Counseling, mentoring, that is what she meant. She meant, like, I was an advisor for you guys. And apparently later on we find out that we saw scenes with the Fletchers and the Holtz at the time, but apparently there were lots of conversations off camera. There were lots of phone calls and counseling moments. So that's where I have to defend Nell. It's like, no, we've seen it. Apparently it's happened. I don't think that Melody should downplay that, especially if somebody was really there for you in your time of need. Let's not downplay that. Let's not play semantics when it comes to the words. You knew what she meant, Melody. You knew what she meant. All right. Oh, Teresa says that Mel was acting mean to Nell. She was being a Regina George. Oh, she was definitely, especially when talking about the interview. Look, I didn't see the interview in full, so I'm not going to sit here and say that Nell was innocent in what she said. But Melody said the interview hurt her. And look, there are things, you can't tell people how to feel, okay? Based on what we saw, I didn't see anything wrong in what Nell said. If anything, Nell tries to hold both Martell's feet and Melody's feet to the fire when it came to their relationship. Okay? Anyway, so Melody says, I just wish that you guys would talk about your stuff when you do these interviews. But here's the thing, Melody. Their stuff no one's going to watch. I didn't watch that interview because I'm not interested in Nell and Chris Fletcher's relationship. And I'm sure no one else did. The only reason why people are going to watch the interview is because they want to hear about what's going on with you and Martell. That's why you guys are still the center of the story. All right? Okay? Just saying. So when she said that, Melody said to her, like, I just wish you guys would talk about your stuff. No, because no one's going to tune in for that. No one's going to tune into the interview for them to talk about their own. Okay, maybe a little bit, because I would want to hear about their story. Okay? However, they have to talk about you guys. You guys are good. Look, you're good clickbait. Okay? All right? Because we weren't talking about anything else. We had a scene because they talked about you. But Nell agrees not to talk about them in interviews anymore. All right. So then we get this flash. We get this flash of everyone reacting to Maurice Scott getting a DUI. Thank you so much, Mina, for the gifts on TikTok. TikTok, keep tapping your screens. We're at 7,000 likes. Let's get to 8,000. We're talking about the Love and Marriage Huntsville's latest episode. Make sure you guys subscribe if you enjoy content like this. And don't forget, you can hear a podcast version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Let me take a sip, guys. The throat is a little dry. Okay. Dion says, oh, hold on. I'm going to lost your comment, Dion. Dion says, I agree with your take on this Kempire, and which you guys don't have to. And our community has their own opinion. But Dion says, I agree with you on this. I agree with your take on this Kempire. I like Mel, and I usually see her POV. But this week, I have to call a spade a spade. This is why I appreciate about our community. We twerk on the fence, but look, we hold everyone accountable. She said, I didn't like how Mel handled Nell in that scene. Yeah, and apparently I think Nell, after she went home, she was like, I just got played. I just got played. That's what you get when you deal with a Scorpio. Anyways, so everyone reacts to the DUI, all right? And yeah, look, I don't have their picture here, but I do have the new photo. I do have the new DUI mugshots. I said I had to save this so I could bring this to you guys. Not three mugshots in 1 year from this cast. Not 3. Like, come on now. Oh, OMG. Really? A mess. We'll get back to that. So everyone reacts to Maurice's DUI. As you know, when it happened, we reported on it. It happened during their hiatus, for season 303. And we gave you the updates and what we heard. Apparently, according to the information that was out there, it seemed like he had got arrested midday. Allegedly, that's just when it was filed. Apparently, he was arrested like in the early wee hours of the morning. The night before, he had been partying out there with the rest of the cast and Funky Dineva in Huntsville. So I found this to be interesting. So we then get the scene with Maurice and Kimmi. And Maurice talks about like the last thing that he wanted to do was to have to call Kimmi. They've gone through a lot in the last year and he's very sensitive. He doesn't he says that Kimmi's a worrier. And then I said to myself, because I was like, we cannot forget that we were trashing Maurice for pressuring Kimmi as she was going through chemotherapy to have sex with him. Y'all remember that? I didn't forget. Look, I didn't forget. So you don't care about Kimmi and her needs and her worry, all right? Maybe you do in some sense, as long as it doesn't interfere with your wants and needs. Okay, Maurice? Martin Luther King Jr.? Scott? So he said he doesn't want to make Kimmi's life harder, especially after, the health issues that she's had, all right? He says that we have to let the courts handle this. It's giving Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger. Okay, because here's what I don't understand. I understand you can't talk about the court case, okay, but you can say like I wasn't drinking and driving. You could just say that if you're not guilty of that. So why did they pull you over in the wee hours of the morning? Were you swerving? And look, you could have been swerving because you were tired. That happens too. I don't know. I think you could also get charged for driving when you shouldn't, when you're not necessarily under the influence of alcohol or drugs or anything like that. If you are too tired, you shouldn't get behind the wheel either. That's why we have Ubers. That's why you could have gotten a ride from someone else. Because that's just as bad too. And I wonder if Karen Huger will be the one using that excuse. I was very sleepy. Yeah, you were sleepy. Because when you drink too much, some of you get sleepy. Look. Okay. Anyways, so Kimmi and Maurice at home talk about the DUI. Kimmi always babies this man, this baby man, okay? She walks in, she's like, hey, how are you? Like, just her interaction with him, I was just like, he's a grown man. The way you're talking to him is like you're talking to your son, all right? And I need you to hold him accountable. And maybe she does, and she just doesn't do it on camera. Fine. All right? So here's what I thought was interesting, though. Kimmi says that I had to go through the timeline in my head. And I was like, okay, well, let us know the timeline. So she said she thought that Maurice had fallen asleep at work. So she went to the office and he wasn't there. Where was he, Kimmi? And why didn't you know that he went to the club to party with Funky Dineva, Marcel and them at Black? Why didn't he tell you that? You thought he had fallen asleep at the office, so you went to the office and he wasn't there? So where was he? Or was this after? Okay, look, now I'm speculating. Was this after the partying with Marceau and Funky Dineva and all of them? And then you were looking for your man and you were like, oh, I thought maybe he fell asleep in the office. No, he had fallen asleep at some other woman's home. Oh. I don't know. Look, I don't know. But I found that to be interesting, her wording to be interesting. So did you not know that he was going to this event? Okay, maybe she didn't know. Do you tell your partner everything? Yes. Okay. So Kimmi then also says that she worries about Maurice if he's going to be 100% forthright with her. The way that they say these things, and look, they explain it a little bit better afterwards because Maurice says he doesn't think that Kimmi can help him with this particular situation. He appreciates her picking him up, and he feels like that's enough help, all right? But when she says to him, she worries that he's never going to be 100% forthright. I believe they're going to spin this and make it seem like she means if he's going to withhold truth to protect her. But it's the way she said it. Like, I feel like you could have said that a little bit differently. Because that said to me, like, wait, 100% forthright, meaning he's not telling you the complete truth? I was like, that's an interesting way. Okay. That's all right. Angelique says he got arrested after he left Black. We know that. But was it immediately after? Or was it after he stopped off at the jump off's house and then, and I gotta go home? Because why didn't Kimmi know that he was at Black? Did he not tell her that I went to Black after work? It's weird. It doesn't make sense to me. And why isn't he answering his phone? Okay, couldn't she just send him a text or a phone call? Where are you? But wasn't Kimmi also at Black that night? Because I remember seeing footage. I can't remember because they're partiers. That's what Melody said. Come on. What she said, I was like, oh, Melody. She's like, they're partiers, and the editors are so wrong. They showed a video of Maurice partying at one of those old scenes. Miss Keita says, after he got arrested at noon. Well, that's what the police report says. The narrative was that it was filed, like it was officially uploaded or whatever it may be at 12. Remember, we initially reported, we're like, why were you getting arrested in the middle of the day? Allegedly, they're saying that no, he was arrested a lot earlier in the morning, but it was uploaded or updated at that time. Who knows? Omisha says yes, Kimmi was because I remember seeing footage. So Kimmi, it's not making sense to me. It's not making sense. Why didn't you guys leave together? Okay, why didn't you guys leave together? So you went to the Black party. Y'all were partying, having a good time. So you left separately? So you thought he went to the office and fell asleep? It's not, come on. Don't make me seem like I'm crazy. This doesn't make sense, right? If you're out with your wife, you're partying, having a good time. This is late at night. Why is he going back to the office? And why are you driving over there? At what time did you drive over there to check? Where was he in between then? Look. Where was he in between those times? I need a timeline. Because even Kimmi says, I was going through the timeline of events. Kimmi, the timeline's not making sense to me. And I didn't think about cheatation situation until this very moment. Because as I'm trying to put everything together, it's not making sense. the timeline, they were all at the bar with Funky Dineva, the cast, everyone's partying. I saw the video. I thought I was going crazy. Okay. So I remember seeing Tisha and Kimmi. They were all at the Black and they were partying. Okay. So what happened after that? Did you, Kimmi, leave early? And Maurice said, I'll go home, okay, so why did you think that he went to the office? It's not making sense. Okay. It's not making sense to me. Because if he went straight home, why did you go to the office if you couldn't find him? Was he not answering his phone? Was he not replying to text? Look, I'm just trying to understand. I'm confused. Anyone else confused? I am confused. Tanya, thank you so much for the super chat. Tanya says she knew he wasn't working. She's covering. Lies. Oh, God.
Lies. The lie.
But covering for what? I feel like it's still not going to make sense in a court of law. Again, I don't know what the rules are. Did they give him a breathalyzer? How did they know that he was drunk? I didn't see the police report. Damn it, I should have got the police report. Because I want to know, what did the police observe? True American says it's an intriguing plot. Is it? It's a confusing plot. I am so confused by this, but okay. Y'all not going to learn. And the reason why I take these things so seriously when we talk about drunk driving, especially with these reality TV stars, because I remember growing up, it was a big deal. It was in schools talking about drunk driving, okay? However, I feel like we don't see that as much anymore. And we downplay people drinking and driving. And I was like, we got to stop that. People die from drinking and driving. These celebrities, these reality TV stars are lucky that no one has been harmed because they could really be facing serious charges. And I feel like the next story that we do on drunk driving, it's going to be a situation like that because we have not taken it seriously. Oh, Heather Locklear, love your name. Are they living separately? I don't know. Okay, True America says, I'm confused by Kempire, so that's fair. Let me say, Letitia, thank you so much for the super chat. Letitia says, his lies is why he's being sued along with OWN. Oh, he's being sued by wasn't he suing bloggers? And now they're suing him too for millions of dollars. Y'all are too litigious. All of this, it's so unnecessary. Over a reality show, Maurice, why are you... Anyways, I don't know the logistics of those cases, so I'm not going to comment. But, why are we in the court with fans of the show? What is going on? It's not that deep. It shouldn't be that deep. But again, I don't know the situation, all right? Tassine? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for the super chat. Tassine says, hi, Kempire. Lunch break, and I caught this live. Confusion reigns. Yeah, look, we're all working on a Sunday. Look, we're all working on a Sunday. What is wrong with us, okay? But I was tizzing the season last night. I'm getting my stuff together. The studio, I started doing stuff for the studio, and then I was like, I don't like this. So I'm going to change up the studio a little bit. I hope. All right, let me say thank you again. Thank you, Tanya, for another super chat. Tanya says, hold on. Tanya says, after the party, they then arrest. He got out of jail and partied more. We're going to talk about that because we talked about it before. I did another video talking about that. Tanya says, where is the accountability? Wake up, Nurse Kimmi. No, I look, certain people you just got to let live. Like my mother said, them don't listen must feel. Okay, so it's just Kimmi, I can't, I used to love me some Kimmi. I don't know what's happened to Kimmi, but I just can't. I can't. Anyways, okay. All right. Yes, I did see that. Kat says, Maurice sued a blogger, which I remember. She countersued, thankfully. She's an elderly, oh my God, not an elderly woman. In the eyes of the law, though, 50-something years old is elderly, but whatever. Anyways, fine. So they had that awkward scene. Maurice says that that people, he said a lot of people might be disappointed. And I was like, what does he mean by that? Then he says because they're not going to find out the information that they want to know in regards to his DUI. But he also says that everyone has already convicted him. Whatever happened to, you're innocent until proven guilty. That's for the law. That's not for the audience. Look, we have to remember that. That term, innocent until proven guilty, which is fantastic in the eyes of the law. However, that is for the law. For us, we could do whatever we want. Okay, we could judge you whatever. What we know and what you have not denounced is the fact that you weren't drinking and driving. And honestly, based on the timeline of things, based on our timeline, you were at the club drinking, and then you got behind the wheel, and then you got arrested. So it seems black and white for the audience, but we are not the ones that are going to be, convicting you and judging you. I'll leave that up to Huntsville legal, and I'll leave that up to the Bar Association. Because then there's that. Okay? So I wish him luck with that, but I don't. Because again, why did you get behind the wheel? And look, he said he's never had an issue with the law. So you decided at your big age that this was the time to have an issue with the law? At your big age, this was the time to make a stupid decision. I know I speculated, did they make this stupid decision for a storyline? I don't know. I just think he's stupid. Damn. All right. I would love to skip over Ken and Trisha's scene, but I won't. Because some of you don't watch the episode and you rely on me to recap it. So Ken and Trisha, bodybuilder. Okay, let me start off nice. Trisha, gorgeous skin. She didn't have a lick of makeup on. Gorgeous. When she puts makeup on, I don't love it. Gorgeous skin. Body was bodying. I was like, yes, body. Okay? Gorgeous body. Yes, we know Ken, buff guy, nice body. But I was looking at her, gorgeous. Okay? Let me start off nice. Okay? So they're planning some sort of like graduation party for her kid. And she says what she might do for the party is post like a poster board that says free Reese. Y'all, like, I know Trisha gives off a little less than smart. Okay? But y'all keep downplaying the seriousness of the situation. Y'all keep downplaying it about free Reese. All right? She said she wanted to text Kimmi, but she decided not to because she thought it might be awkward. I don't think that it would have been awkward. Sending you light and love. I know a lot is going on. If you need me, I'm here for you. Simple. But I guess Trisha, always talking through her teeth, doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know how to handle a scene. Whatever. Why couldn't you just send a text message saying to Kimmi, girl, I'm here for you if you need me? Sorry to hear about things. I get it. This is an awkward situation, but you still could have texted and the girl, I don't know what to say in these moments, but if you need anything, let me know. If you just need an ear, all right? If you need to help pack your bags because that man was cheating on you and then he got caught drinking and driving. I don't know. Okay? But you could have sent a text, all right? But she said she didn't know. She thought it was weird. She thought it was awkward, like she is, okay? So then they start talking about Marquez. And Marquez's son with Trisha graduated, all right? So we find out that Ken and Trisha had to give money to Marquez in order for him to come up to see his son graduate. Oh, so you just scrub. Come on. I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that get no love from me. He's a scrub. Look. So Ken, look, I don't know Marquez, but Ken says that he was bothered that when Marquez came up and he came up to Ken at the graduation and say, thank you for coming. So Ken is like, I didn't like that. And I was like, I was trying to twerk on a fence. I was like, well, maybe he just sort of like, thanks for being there for my son. Thank you for being supportive. I don't know. But Ken took it as a microaggression. Okay? And I could see him taking it as a microaggression. Like, what do you mean? Thank me for coming. I paid for you to come, sir. maybe that's what he meant, Ken. Like, maybe that's what he meant. So they're still not officially divorced. Yes, they signed the papers, but they have to get it notarized. And Trisha's like, he said he was coming up one particular weekend, and he never showed up. He couldn't afford it, Trish. He couldn't afford it. You had to pay for him to come to the graduation, which is why when we talk about Marquez and that relationship and why she decided to leave him, there was a lot of stuff. No money. He left the family for whatever. Like Marquez, I can't defend that situation. Like, you sound like a scrub. You sound like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a father and a partner. I understand why she left you. She should have divorced you instead of just leaving you. Well, you left them technically. All right. So she says that he's like dragging his feet. And look, does he still want to be with Trisha? Does he realize that, or maybe he just doesn't want Trisha to be with anyone else? I could see that. I think it's that. He wants her to be unhappy, but she's now with a man that's bigger and finer than he is. And any excuse is better than none. He had no gas money, y'all. Scrub. I'm sorry. Look, things happen. Look, please understand when I say this stuff. I'm not saying that people don't go through things, that people don't, there are certain people that just can't afford stuff. Sidebar, when I saw that scene with Melody feeding the hungry, I was like, why in the richest country in the world do we have people that don't have food? At the very bare minimum, they should have food. They should also have health care, but that's a whole other political conversation that some of y'all not ready to have. Like, I don't understand what the argument is. But people should have food. So I felt sad. Like, that hurt my heart. And I fed the hungry before, but that was a while back. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, people don't have food. Oh yeah, it was actually when I fed the hungry one Thanksgiving when I was like I don't remember how old I was, and we were feeding the hungry. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's sad that people just don't have food. So it's not that I don't understand that Marquez might have some money issues and things like that, but the signs of who he is as a person just keep showing me scrub. You're not there for your kids. You don't have any money. You playing these reindeer games. You giving us tears. Look, I did see a tear when they replayed it again this week. A tear flicked off. I was like, oh, there goes the tear. Okay, there goes the tear. Just saying. All right. Hold on. Oh, that's lemony. I start my day off with some lemon, hot water, lemon, and chia seeds. But the lemon was real lemony. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Brandon. Brandon always comes in and shows support. All right, guys, don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We have almost 11 people on YouTube alone. 11 people? We got 11 people on YouTube, y'all. Ooh. No, we got 1,100 people watching on this Sunday. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. And shout out to everyone watching on YouTube. YouTube, Facebook, but also those of you watching on Twitch and Twitter. We got almost like 200 of you on Twitter. Let me tell you something. Blue Sky, if you start streaming, I'm going to be there. We're going to hook it up. So come on, bring some streaming to Blue Sky. I'm available on Blue Sky, guys, if you didn't know. I'm available on Blue Sky at TheKempire on Blue Sky. I know I need to start telling people that I'm there. And the only reason why I didn't want to join it was because I was like, okay, you guys do this every year. We're leaving X. We should leave X. Don't get me wrong. We should have been left X. I'm only there because of business. But here's the thing. We've done this before, and then all of a sudden we're back on Twitter. But I'm on Blue Sky. Blue Sky saw a jump in users, though, like 20 million people already on Blue Sky, and including me. Okay, including me, TheKempire on Blue Sky. All right. Someone took my Kempire already. I was like, why can't I get Kempire? I can't get Kempire on Twitter either. And it's like no one using it. Rays. All right. Special case, I'm sticking with X. I mean, we really shouldn't, though. Unless Elon leaves. Then we can stick with it. I think he eventually will leave, y'all. But anyways. All right, so move on. Nell and Chris in their scene, they're prepping for their anniversary. They're taking dance classes. Very adorable, cute couple. I like Nell and Chris as a couple, all right? I don't like them as the matriarch and patriarch of their families. That's a whole other situation. But they're a cute little couple. So they talk about her conversation with Melody. And she says after she left Melody's house, she was really actually upset because she was just like, I have been there for you guys. Chris confirms, they're like, yeah, we've been there for Melody and Martell counseling them. They flash back to that scene. And she's like, Nell said there were countless nights that she was talking to Melody and Martell. She said even when her mom was dying, she was still, and Melody knew, she was counseling Melody and Martell. I believe that. Okay? So they talk about that, and she talked about how hurt she was in regards to it. Okay? And my thing is, Nell, this is something more so to be heard about than a room with well, not even a room, a name tag. Okay? So I understand that. But for me, I'm just looking at this couple, sexy couple, been together 30 years. They look great. Chris looks even better. I'm just Chris Fletcher is a handsome man. How old is Chris Fletcher? Probably too old for me. Just saying. But good looking. Good skin. Still got his hairline. Okay? Got body, is bodying still. You know what I mean? He's a man of a particular age. He hasn't let himself go. Okay? And I can see why he loves Nell. Nell has a very cutesy, funny personality. Like, they're a cute couple. They're a really, really cute couple. And I really already knew. I was like, oh my God, they're going to be full-time on this show. This is not going to be good for them. This is not going to be good for their marriage. I don't think they should do this. I don't know why they did this. I think they should have just remained sort of like, we come through, show support, and then we're gone. I don't love this for them. Okay? Paola says, Chris Fletcher is fine. All right? BSN says she's outmatched when it comes to Mel. Nell is G League. Hold on. Let me see what you guys are saying up here. Good Life says she made the decision to leave her dying mother. That's on her. I won't never. Okay. I don't think she made it seem like she wasn't there for her mother that was dying, but she was saying she did both. Let's just keep that in mind. She wasn't saying she wasn't there for her mother. What she was saying is that she was there for her mom. Even during that time, she was also there for Melody and Martell. Okay. We've seen it. We've seen it on the show. All right. Oh, Teresa says, I guess they need that $2,500 Carlos pays it. But is that all they're getting for the season? Wait a second. Is that per episode or for the season? Didn't Winter talk about that? I can't remember. Did she say that was per episode or was that for the season? Was it $2,500 for the season? I would never. Oh, hell no. I wouldn't even do an episode for that. Look. I wouldn't even do an episode for that. Would you? I mean, look, everyone's, price is different. Was that for the season or for an episode? But even for an episode, no. I'm not doing that for an episode. Y'all let me know. Was that for an episode or for the season? Is that per episode? Lord, that's sad. That just says yikes. That's low money. Special Case says, I don't like Nell at all. When we got to see Nell as a mom, it was cringy. I'm sorry. No, I don't want to say it like that. I'm not mom shaming her, but seeing her as the matriarch and her dealing with her kids, I was like, oh, this is not the Nell that we wanted to see. Concevella says Nell only counseled first Mel to stay with Martell. Uh-oh. They were just friends to them, period. Okay. It's when it says $2,500 for the season? Okay. I don't like. So no one knows. $2,500. Okay. Look, not everyone's price is the same. That's just not my price. Just know that. Remember when they asked me how much do I get paid for reviews? I said I don't get paid for reviews. That was a couple years ago. I haven't heard back from them. Okay, own PR. Just like, you like your reviews of Love and Marriage Huntsville. How much would you charge? Charge for a review? That's not the first time that I was asked about that. Another network asked me how much I charge for a review. I was like, I mean, you can pay me, but you can't pay me not to say what I really feel. Then all of a sudden the conversation changes. I mean, I'm never going to turn down money, but yes, I will. But you're not going to change. If I don't like something, I'm going to say I don't like it. Just saying. Oh, then all of a sudden crickets. Oh, okay. Oh, you were trying to buy my review. Oh, okay. Note to self. Look, note to self. LA, you got that tea first. LA, you got that tea first. We were talking about that at my LA show, along with the Diddy freak off stories. Just saying. All right. Teresa says, I don't know if it was for an episode or a season, but it's out there, 2,500. Either way, it's bad. I mean, it's worse if it's for the season, though. Ooh, Sassy says, they are paying content creators for reviews. Kempire is slick. I'm not slick. I just said it. Not me, though. I didn't take it. I told them no. I wonder how much they would have paid me, though. I wonder how much they would have paid me. I'm telling you, that's what she said to me. Own PR said that to me. Just saying. Right? Danny says, that's a weird question from a network. Anyways, we're going to move on. I've hinted at that before. Y'all just missed it. But LA, I told it. All right. Anyways, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. I'm going to drop the call-in link first for our community, our channel members. Sorry. Let me do that first. And then we'll get to this last couple of scenes that I wanted to talk about. All right. Guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to London next. I can't believe I'm traveling. Literally the week after next, I'm going to be in London for like 2 weeks from today, I think. 2 weeks from today, we'll be in London for the Kempire After Dark live experience. London, if you haven't gotten your tickets, shout out to the young lady that I met in LA that says that she's staying longer. She was supposed to leave. She's staying longer in London to be a part of the Kempire After Dark live experience in London. Yeah, I love that. I love when you guys travel just to come see me, so I appreciate that. So if you're in London or near London or will be in London or want to be in London, go get your tickets for the Kempire After Dark live experience. Information will be available in the description or episode notes, okay? Members, I've dropped the call link for you guys on the community tab. Live chat, I will drop the call link for you guys. Okay, we hit 400 likes. All right, I'm going to drop the call link for our live chat, but we have over 1,000 of you here. So like the video. It's easy, it's free, and it doesn't just support me. I encourage you guys all the time, but what I really let you guys know, it allows other content creators that are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville or similar topics, because we don't just talk about reality TV here, we talk about everything in pop culture. They start to show up on your Explorer page. All right, so you're supporting other content creators. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Jess. Thank you for the blessed travels. Let's hope, right? I mean, you just never know. I'm going across the pond. This is you just never know. Just saying. Yes, and I'm flying. What is it called? Economy Delight. Yep, Coach. And if you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, you know why the ongoing joke is us talking about Coach. I mean, Comfort Plus flying across the country wasn't bad, y'all. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Okay. And coming on my flight back from LA, I had a service dog right next to me. I was like, oh, I mean, you're not supposed to really like pet them, but the guy said I could pet him. Adorable. I love dogs. I do. Anyways, all right. So we had the Nell and Chris scene. Fine. So Melody hosts this 7th Avenue community dinner. Excuse me. And she invites Shanita, Dr. Shanita. Okay. And apparently it seemed as if Melody didn't say straightforward that she invited everyone, but it seemed as if that she did invite everyone. But Dr. Shanita was the only one that showed up. And she seemed like she was a little upset. She's like, I'm always there to support everybody else's thing. And no one does the same for her. So I would want some clarity on that. Did she or did she not invite? I'm assuming she did invite the entire group. But she said maybe they're dealing with, Maurice's DUI situation, so they don't want to come. All right. Someone says, woo, 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 Kempire, be flying economy delight. Anyways, so they're feeding the hungry. Again, I don't understand in the richest country in the world that we have people still not without food. But the food looked good too. Okay, the food looked good. So she hosts this event and she's feeding the hungry, and then she pulls Dr. Shanita to the side of course, this is being filmed. So they're going to talk about what's going on in the group. And right now they're talking about Maurice's DUI. So Melody weighs in on the DUI, and she says that she didn't text Kimmi and Maurice because they don't support her the way that she supports them. Okay, this is what she says. I'm not saying I agree with it, but she says that she didn't text them. But at the same time, she also told us that she lost her grandmother to a drunk driver. So I kind of understand why she might feel a little bit more sensitive to this situation. Because if you've had someone die at the hands of someone that's a drunk driver, I don't care if you're friends with me or something like that. Or, okay, you're not convicted yet, but you were pulled over because you were probably driving erratically. All right? I might not send you a text either. Let me hear your story first. I'm not sending you a text. Let me hear what you guys to say about this. So I think that's probably why she decided not to text him. All right. But then she points out, and we did a whole story about this. We reported when Maurice was arrested. Then we reported on Maurice the next day partying with Funky Dineva and Marceau and all of them, again, with alcohol in his hand, pump it up. And they're screaming, free Reese, free my... They were cussing, free Reese. And I said, y'all need to stop. Like, this is serious. And as Maurice, who tries to act like he's above it all and emotionally mature, he's out there, again, while Kimmy's at home, like, dealing with the brunt of this, you out there in the streets, again, drinking, and they talking about free Reese. No, lock Reese up. Keep him locked up. And I could say some other stuff because you don't take this seriously. So since you don't take this seriously, I hope a judge uses that information that you were out the next day drinking and partying and on social media, because we're in the age of social media. I hope they bring that up. It's like he was just throwing his nose up at the law about free Reese. No, not free Reese. Lock him up. Oh, they did already. Sorry. So I thought that was stupid. First of all, if God forbid, if I was ever in that situation, I'm not going to be outside the next day partying, especially because you were arrested for a DUI, be seen with alcohol. Okay? And then I probably would have said, please don't post that. And I please don't say, free Reese. It was the most ignorant thing. All right. But then again, you got Kimmi on camera confusing us with the timeline of it all. Okay. Nubian says, but hasn't he been cleared of all charges? Has he? Has he been cleared? I haven't seen that update. Okay. LC says Kempire Reese, the charges were dismissed. That doesn't mean he wasn't driving under the influence. All these states have different laws, so I wouldn't be surprised if he got out from it got dismissed because of something was done incorrectly, or because it was he hasn't had an issue before that they were like, well, we'll dismiss the charges. That doesn't mean that he didn't actually do it. JJ says that he could have had a party at home. Toot says charges dismissed. Again, that doesn't mean that he didn't actually do it. He probably got him dismissed because he doesn't have a history of this. Let me see. See, look, thank you, Toot. Toot says not enough evidence. Maurice elected not to do a test. See, every state is different. I don't know if you could do that in New York. Again, I never had this issue. I never have to have this issue. And it was a technicality that you guys are saying. All right. But thank you for the update. So apparently Maurice Scott's charges of a DUI were dismissed. All right. So Elsie says he did do it, but the charges were dismissed. Then it makes me, can I speculate a little bit? Again, it goes back to, did he do this knowing that they might get dismissed? Did he do this for a storyline? Because he's a lawyer. Did he do this knowing that the charges might get dismissed? You know what I mean? Because it's a first-time offense. And apparently not enough evidence because he refused the test. Mia says no field test in California means a no license for a year automatic. Every state is different. We saw this recently. I think it was with Peter Thomas, right? Wasn't it Peter? I don't remember. But I know it was in Georgia. It was one of those reality TV. So I know Peter Thomas had a DUI, but I think that there was a similar situation. But like I said, Archie says it doesn't matter with the Bar Association. It does matter with the Bar Association because the Bar Association may not review it unless someone. I'm not giving you guys any ideas. Don't even think about it because I know some of you fans of Love and Maurice Huntsville will go and report him to the bar. I'm not saying to do that, but unless someone does do something like that, they might not even take it up as an issue. Teresa says him being a lawyer helped him, I'm sure. He knows the law. But then I'm thinking to myself, did he know that this might get dismissed because this might be his first? Look, let's be honest. Kimmi and Maurice do not have a storyline this season. And I hate to make everything, this might be a storyline. It's been in the back of my mind. Danny says it depends on the bar. Yeah. Some states, it might be all over it. The fact that he's a public figure and this was big news, they might look into it. Hey, Yvette. Yvette says they didn't have enough evidence to prosecute. He refused the breathalyzer. I don't understand why look, I don't know the logistics of refusing a breathalyzer, but I do believe because we saw the evidence. We saw that he was out partying the night before. We don't know if he was drinking because I can't remember if I saw him drinking in the video. But, okay. All right. Anyway, Missy P said they have no storyline. Zero storyline. Again, for those that have missed the update, because I completely missed the update in regards to Maurice's DUI. Apparently, the charges were dismissed for lack of evidence. Okay, for lack of evidence, and he refused the breathalyzer. Doesn't mean that he didn't do it. We were just talking about this with the Jonathan Major situation when Grace Jabari, his ex-girlfriend, dismissed her case against him because they reached a settlement. Doesn't mean that the person's innocent. Look at us being lawyers. Anyways. All right, live chat. We're going to drop the call link for you guys as well. Do we have anyone backstage here? Oh, we do. Hey, backstage. All right. Let me just drop the call link for the live chat as well, guys, because I got to go. Look, it's already 1 o'clock here in New York City, or about to be 1 o'clock. All right, I'm going to drop the call link for you guys. I am going to give you a timer, guys. Please respect the timer so that we're able to get to everyone. All right? Pete says, or his lawyer job pays nothing. I know a lot of, look, being a lawyer is hard work. However, just because you're a lawyer does not mean you're rich. I think we need to really dispel that. We've been talking about that with other people. On Real Housewives of Orange County, we were talking about it. Just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean that you're rich. All right? So, see, every state, this is what I do know, is every state handles DUIs very differently. Hold on, I missed the comment. LC says refusal in New Jersey, you get hit with another charge and license suspension. So what are the rules in Alabama? What are the rules? So in this final scene with Melody, first of all, Melody, you had me laughing in this because first of all, she mentions that her grandmother died due to a DUI. She mentions that Maurice always wants to be holier than thou, always with a speech. And she's like, I don't want to hear no more speeches from Maurice Martin Luther King Jr. All right? She's like, you need to do the Beyonce challenge and keep it on mute. All right. She says, you know what? This group has let me down. I was like, what is happening here? She's let me down. She's like, they are not living up to Black excellence. You know what? I have to say this, Melody. I feel like you've been reading what the kids were saying. Look, with the kids, not so much the kids, but you've been reading what the kids have been saying on social media in regards to Maurice's arrest. Because a lot of what she was saying, look, I think we all can agree. She was like, this show is no longer about Black excellence. Everybody's got a DUI. She's like, everybody has a DUI now. And a DUI, a mugshot. We got Destiny with a mugshot. We got Maurice with a mugshot. We've got Martell with a mugshot. All these folks got mugshots. We didn't even pull up the other mugshot from Nell's kids because they also had a mugshot the same week. All right? Right? Special case, they sound much more lax in Alabama. Sounds like it. So she, Melody's like, whatever happened to class? Basically. She says that this group has disappointed her. Oh, Ruth, now y'all coming through with the tea. Ruth says someone did an inquiry and found that he hasn't even tried zero cases. Look, there are people in this upcoming administration that are not qualified. So, they were trying to have an AG that was going to be, that had speaking to minors. Yeah. So things in this United States, I'm like, yeah. Okay. Oh, Miss Melon Magic says, well, it's Alabama, so I'm not shocked. All right. Teresa says, Black excellence in Huntsville does not belong in the same sentence. But I think that was the goal when they first launched this show. Okay. Anyways, you can get a mugshot. You can get a mugshot. You can get a mugshot. You can get a mugshot too. Okay. All right. Everybody on Huntsville got a mugshot. All right, let me get to the callers. All right, live chat, I've dropped the call link for you guys. Let's get to 500 likes. We're going to get to the callers that are backstage. All right, callers, again, the callers' opinions do not represent the opinions of myself, TheKempire LLC, our sponsors, or Google and YouTube. I just throw them in there. Just saying. All right, let's get to the call. Miss Bernice is backstage. Of course, Miss Bernice is backstage. Miss Bernice, what did you want to say about Huntsville?
Love you too.
I love you.
What up, Joe? Oh, I was talking to my brother. He leaves. Okay.
Oh.
Let me get this right.
Okay.
Because
okay, Miss Bernice, who are you and where you're calling from?
My name is Miss Bernice. I'm from the D, and I'm a Capricorn.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Like the floaters. My name is Larry. I'm a Capricorn. That's me. Okay. This show was revealing because Nell been showing her colors since the Houston trip with her bias toward Martell people. It ain't nothing new. Mm-hmm. It's nothing new. Okay. For her to nitpick about that sign, because you know what? Nell came on there the purpose of the transfer energy. She was going to transfer her negative energy from that trip with that sign to Nell, to Mel, and Mel kami, and she put it back on her. So you're not finna dump all this on me and think you finna ruin my day. I'm dumping it back on you. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what she did. Because you could have said all of that about and ran down, well, baby, I've been here for you at 3:00 in the morning and such has always been there for you.
That's true.
Instead of having that epiphany in the car going home. So that means you're going to come back again at her with this bull.
Yep. You know she is.
And she was Christian-like with you, telling you how she felt the first time because she didn't get loud. She didn't call you out your name. She was being forceful, but she was being respectful. You come at her with this, she's a Scorpio.
Yeah.
How many times you got to wrong a Scorpio before they go completely off?
I will say Scorpios aren't they're very much like Tauruses. It takes a lot before we
It
react.
takes a lot. My oldest sister's a Scorpio, so I know.
Mm, mm.
Nell is about to get that Scorpio that she don't want to see. Because you nitpicking and you nitpicking and you nitpicking. Just like Destiny, where she cut you off completely. You a non-ML factor. You don't want you don't want to get put on that island, because once you get put on that island, there's no return.
I think she might be on that
I'm
island
just
already.
saying. I'm just saying. Walk into your role as the elder of the group,
Mm. Ooh.
because you are the elder of the group. As in, you are wise beyond your years, with your years of experience of dealing with Chris for 30-something years. You done learned something, and you was able to walk through it, because you was a side chick, boo. Let's not doubt that. That was what you were, and you married him, and y'all have stayed together for 30-something years. You got a lot to teach, but stop acting like you one of the little girls. You not. Walk into your statementship and be proud of that. Ooh, I can't stand people trying to do that. Gets on my nerves. But other than that, have a blessed day. Lions about to play. Go One Pride. Go
Oh.
Lions.
Oh, okay. Go Lions. 5 is Courtney's. All right, kicking it with Courtney's backstage. We're gonna bring kicking it with Courtney up next. Courtney, what did you want to share in regards to Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Hey, Kempire, love you
Thank
and
you.
love Miss Bernice. I live in Georgia, but I'm from Detroit and I'm a Capricorn. So shout out to Miss Bernice.
Oh, okay,
I just
Capricorns.
wanted to say, I wanted to speak on the Nail and male scene as well.
Okay.
I wanted to say I did not fall for Nail's attempt to confront Mel.
Hmm.
I think it fell flat, and these are the reasons why.
Mhm.
When they were on the Houston trip, Mel actually pulled Nell to the side privately. She did it publicly and privately to see what the issue was, and Nell did not express her true feelings. So we can't
Mm.
come to a resolve if you don't tell me what's the issue.
Hmm.
You wait until they get home, and then you tell her there's a room situation you thought you should have gotten the room Sonny had. I always feel like Nell non-verbally checked out of the friendship prior to what we've seen, and she's just making up any excuse to sever her relationship with Mel. When they
Mm.
get into the house, she starts to bring up her gripes about the room when you have plenty of opportunity in the trip to do so. When you get in the house and Mel pulls up the interview and things that you have been saying about her, I can agree with Mel because I did watch the interview in real time, and I watched because we had just gotten from the whole Lexi blow up, so I thought the Fletchers had something to add. You were talking about bringing Mel up with questions that didn't have anything to do with her, and you were just bringing her up in a derogatory manner. And
Oh.
if you are an elder, if I'm my interpretation of our relationship, you're the elder and you consider it as a mentor, neither one of our interpretations are necessarily wrong. I could consider you just an elder friend with wisdom. You could consider me mentoring me. But when we have that grown woman conversation, I tell you, you're not my mentor. You're not my mentor.
Hmm.
You were just my friend. And also in the scene, this is my last point. Mel said to Nell, I don't really bother you. It's always Martell. And every flashback scene that I could think of was Martell telling Nell something, and she goes to confront Mel about
Hmm.
what Martell has said. So I absolutely agree. You were
Okay.
my friend, and I give you certain dialogue and shoulder to lean on because you're my friend. But Martell bothers you a lot with our issues, and you bring it to me.
Hmm.
So I just think Nell fell flat there. I think Nell has non-verbally checked out and just is looking for a way out.
Hmm. All right. All right, Courtney. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for having me up. I appreciate it.
Take care. All right, guys, we dropped the calling link for our members first, but we also dropped the calling link for our live chat. We're taking a couple of calls. We have Tiara next. Tiara, what's going on? Or Tiara. You're muted, Tiara.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hi, yes. So, first of all, I would probably say that I am tired of hearing about Madani's ghost candles. Um, they don't exist at this point. And next with Melody, yes. Oh, sorry. Also, I'm Tiara calling from North Carolina, so that's coming in the middle. But with Melody talking about all her therapy, her mama, and her God, um, therapy, one of the first things that you should learn is that feelings aren't facts. And if she hasn't learned that in therapy by now, time for you to get a new therapist. Um, yeah. So Nell, I feel like she's more so upset with herself because she has been pouring water into Melody's bottomless vase. So that is pretty much all my points. Have a wonderful Sunday, Kempire.
You too,
Bye.
Tiara. Take care. Tiara's got beautiful teeth. You guys can't see it, but Tiara has beautiful teeth. Okay. Okay. All right. Kari's backstage. We'll bring Kari up next. Kari, what did you want to share in regards to? Oh, hold on, Kari. Okay, there we go. Kari, what's going on? Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I really just want to say I think it's time for a curtain call on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think that this show, while it has elevated these people financially, it has ruined their lives and depleted them spiritually. I'm seeing a bunch of horrible people mingling with each other, despite the fact that they don't want to. None of this cast is. None of them are decent people. Even Mel, I started out loving Mel, but she is very problematic. You don't want to be around these people. You are here for a check, even though you're making checks elsewhere. Like we're seeing y'all get into drunk driving accidents. Like y'all are falling down a hole. And all for what? Because y'all have letting this reality TV thing go to your head. And you're not even on a major network. You're not on Bravo. You don't even have a decent producer. You don't have a notable person that created your show. Your boss is Carlos King. He's a YouTuber that managed to trick O Network into giving them a show. He's not a Kempire. He ain't interview Oprah. He just work on the network that she used to own. It's time
Keep
for
going, Noah. Keep
y'all.
going. I'm playing.
It's time. It's just time for y'all to take a rest. It's time for the show to go somewhere else. It's time for Carlos to just try to cement himself on the YouTube platform. Maybe he can get one of those little plaques you got behind you. Maybe that's his next goal. His next goal. That's what he needs to focus on. Because these shows, they're failing. His cast, they're flopping. They're miserable. They're depleted. We're tired. And I'm done, y'all.
Thanks, Kari. I was not
Please.
ready for that. If y'all been around the channel, y'all know Kari goes live. Like you never know what's gonna come out of Kari. And look, I've tamed Kari a lot over the years. Okay, so that is tame for Kari. I wasn't ready, and look, I didn't pay Kari to say any of that stuff. She says what she feels. All right. Look. Look. All right, let me get to our last caller. NYC MP's backstage. We're going to bring her up next. NYC MP, are you there? Oh, you look frozen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, NYC MP.
Yeah, I was trying to put the dog in the picture so you can see him, but
Oh,
he's
no.
not behaving now. Anyway, I co-signed Kari, and also I was speaking with or Femtero had another lady on with her, and they brought up the retrograde and all that, and they said that you're gonna have an amazing trip and an amazing time, and the show's gonna be fired.
Yay!
So
I didn't see that.
And also, I don't remember which one Mel is. Yeah, I know, right? I'm so excited. I guess I was thinking like a week before you even announced it. I was like, I want to go to London for Christmas so badly, and of course I can't do it, but woo woo. But it's a huge difference between a October Scorpio and a November Scorpio. I don't know which one Mel is, but anyway, that's all. I love y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you, NYC MP. Take care. Oh, wow. I already know I'm going to have an amazing trip. I speak things into existence, okay? We're going to have an amazing time in London. Don't forget, if you are in London, want to be in London, or will be in London, get your tickets for the Kempire After Dark live experience, our first international Kempire After Dark live experience, all right? First international one. I'm so excited. I'm working on my accent, so stay tuned for that. Special case says, I missed the old Kari. Yeah, you trying to get my YouTube channel taken down. Okay, no, we need Kari. Kari can still read. You see, Kari can still read for filth. Okay, just that she got to pull back with some of the stuff that she says, but she does it. Okay. Picky says that Melody's a November Scorpio. My mom's an October Scorpio. My dad is a November Scorpio. Scorpio season's over, right? Yeah, it's over now. We're in. Oh, it's 1:11 p.m. here in New York City. Make a wish. We are in Sagittarius season. right now. So shout out to all the Sagittarius. It's a fire season, okay? Y'all are a mess in the chat. Tabby says, even your Kempire After Dark show, Carlos tried to steal. I'm going to leave that right here. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you all calling in. I appreciate the super chats. Oh, we had another super chat. Hold on. Hey, V got a cute new picture. V says, yes, Capricorn season on the horizon. January 15th. Shout out to all the Capricorns. They say that a Taurus's ideal match is a Capricorn. I've done it before. I would be willing to do it again. I'd be willing to maybe give it a try again. All right. Special case says sidebar. Robin Dixon is on Traders. We knew that though, didn't we? I'm actually looking forward to Robin on Traders because we won't be talking about Juan Dixon. We won't be talking about personal life. It'll just be her playing a game. All right. So wait, Kim, get you some boys in London. I'd much rather some men. Okay. Pete says, I thought it was 11-11, not 1-11. No, I take all the ones. Okay. I take all the ones. All right. Make a wish. Anyways. All right. Okay. Avery says, Sag season. Yes, it's our time. I like a Sag. Not to date, but I think they're sweet. They're sort of like fiery kids. I can't explain that, but I like them. I like that. Like that. They don't mean any harm. I think they're sweet. They're all over the place. I couldn't date you. You're all over the place, but I think you're sweet. Shout out to all the Sages. Anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your afternoon. I got to go finish decorating. All right. Kat says it's 11-11 somewhere. Just saying. Okay. Avery says, can we get through Sagittarius season first? That's them talking about Sagittarius season. I'm here for Sag season. Okay. I'm interested to see how many Sagittariuses we have following the show. You let me know if you're a Sag in the live chat or in the replay crew in the comment section. All right. Danny says Sagittarius are fun. Yeah, fun. They don't mean no harm. Like they don't mean no harm. All right. Exactly. Thank you, Marissa. Marissa says 111 is still an angel number. It is. Okay. Danielle says we're not. She said not kids. We're awesome. No, but you guys have like a kid-like energy, Sagittarius. I mean that in the best way. Don't be sensitive, Sagittarius says. Okay. Don't be sensitive. I mean that in the best way. Calm down. Okay. We all love the children. Okay. We all love the children. Okay. Avery says, wait, not kids. Come on. Anyways. Cleopatra says, the tree looks great, Kempire. Have a great day, everyone. If you're a member of the channel, you got a sneak peek at my tree. I haven't put the ornaments on yet. I probably will maybe start today putting the ornaments on. But I've started decorating and things like that. So I want to be fully decorated before I have to leave for London. So that's why I'm decorating early. Sure. We'll go with that narrative, okay? Hey, Dion. Dion says, I love you, Kempire. I live for the Sunday live recaps and all your YouTube content. Thank you, guys. And for those that have been missing out on my Diddy updates, because I know YouTube has been suppressing my Diddy updates, I have been posting about them. Those are watching on TikTok and Twitch and Twitter. Head on over to our YouTube channel, go to our page, and you'll see our Diddy updates. We did go live on Friday night, giving you a Diddy update. We talked about Lisa Ray and Carlos. We also talked about Jussie Smollett. We talked about Jonathan Majors. We talked a lot of hot topics on Friday. You can also hear an audio version, a cleaned up audio version of that on our Kempire podcast. Subscribe today. I will be posting the audio of this live recap and sometimes additional thoughts on the Kempire podcast. Once you subscribe, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. We're trying to get to 1,000 reviews by the end of the year. Come on. All of you are listening, but you're not reviewing, okay? If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy. It's free. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Anyways, I'm out of here, y'all. Bye, y'all.